Rotary in Waiheke run the Onitangi Beach Races, and this annual event was started over 90 years ago. Today, the spectacular event sees racing of horses, horse and buggy, segways, tractors and sea leg amphibians. This attracts big crowds and boats and is the main fundraiser for the club. Waiheke is on the island of Tarawa in the Kiribati Republic, a very poor country made up of 33 atolls spread 3.5 million square kilometres around the equator. Driven by a strong expat community, considerable help has been given with equipment for the hospital, refurbishing the hospital, support for the handicapped children's home with computers, and the adult handicapped home with sewing machines, gardens, chickens and filtered water systems. They fundraise with a calendar and provide Kiribati language readers for schools, and books have been supplied from Australian Rotary. The hospital is short of beds, as you can see. Apia and Samoa hold their Melbourne Cup Day as their main fundraiser. Toy horses are purchased with Melbourne Cup names that others can bet on. A dice decides how fast the horses run. Lots of fun with a big dinner, sponsors and fancy hats. A very active multicultural club, Auckland Harbourside had a very colourful changeover and presented a huge Chinese New Year event with over 600 guests, with giant dragons being fed a cabbage by the PM and dances and drumming followed by auctions. Funds raised have supported a major Rotary dictionary distribution project in Fiji, serving over 41 schools with 16,000 Rotary dictionaries. Solar lights were also installed for 41 homes. Harbourside also cooked meals for the Salvation Army Lodge and volunteers for the blood pressure project. The club has also been a strong supporter of Romac child patients with funds, pastoral care and sponsoring their families, while also providing support through Ronald McDonald House. Rotary Harbourside also celebrate an Indian New Year as a fundraiser. This has lots of colour, spectacular dancing and great music. Club changeovers are often a time to acknowledge achievements and show exuberance for the incoming presidents this year. Auckland Harbourside's changeover was a magnificent show put on by their president Hajit. Auckland South have Dove Hospice as their main project to support. They work regularly sorting donated items. Their Chinese cultural evening was a big fundraiser for them, with a great variety of dances, raffles, silent auctions and even inducting 2 members. Rotary is also about having fun, as you can see from the Panmure Pirate Fun Day. Challenge Camp is an annual camp event for seriously challenged teenagers from Auckland North and matched by Rotary exchange students. They jointly take on a series of challenges where the exchange student helps. The roles are reversed also. This is a very emotional experience for all and a highlight in the Rotary Exchange year. E-Club Francophone arranges and participates with sister clubs in global grants. Here are recent examples: dialysis units and a maternal child and water project for northern Thailand. Fiji Oxygen is a new venture between Rotary Remuera and Cure Kids with Taveuni. This involves using oxygen concentrators for medical centres to reduce deaths from lack of oxygen and reduced costs from oxygen in cylinders. Solar panel power and battery banks will guarantee gas supply in power cuts. Lambasa, at the top of the most northern Fiji island, is the centre of the sugar industry. The club supports schools and communities. Lautoka provide logistical support for shipments from overseas clubs and arranged cyclone repairs for the hospital and upgraded toilets and water supply for a local school. Newmarket hosts Circus Quirkus for 6,000 underprivileged children and their carers. This unique project also serves as a fundraiser. The club's barbecue trailer is well used. Everyone has a great time. Newmarket also runs an annual development project on Motutapu's outdoor recreation camp, and this time, as you can see, it's laying a brick path. Newmarket has a Christmas packing project where each year the club comes together in force to pack hundreds of boxes with food items collected by the Salvation Army. There is a skill in fitting them all in. Lots of banter and gentle competition brings out a full house every year. Many of the boxes are delivered by Rotarians later. And of course, they also take part in packing of emergency response kits for the islands, which many other clubs have also enjoyed. Newmarket coordinated a multi-club project supported with a district grant to supply 32 new wheelchairs to the Rarotonga Hospital for short-term use. This required paediatric and adult chairs. The other contributing clubs were Riccarton, Auckland and Waiheke Island. Do note the great signage representing each club. Otahu Club run a health expo now in its third year, which provides free advice to the community from a range of health providers, while showing the value of Rotary. This has proven very popular, as has the barbecue, and was supported by Otaract, which is their new local Rotaract club. Pango Pango in American Samoa have focused on water safety, as many have drowned in the sea off villages. Initially with a Rotary Angel Ring, which has allowed many rescues, they have now fundraised over recent years $1.4 million to build a large swimming pool complex suitable for all ages to train children to swim. Auckland East put on a trolley derby where secondary schools get to race down a slope in highly regulated trolleys. Over 40 races in one day, where the winner will have a New Zealand race-off and the New Zealand champions go to the US for a world race. Half Moon Bay has a Bangers to Bluff project, and it's a fun fundraising event where a car is bought for under $1,000 and then in convoy they drive to Bluff at the bottom of the South Island as a fundraiser for Alzheimer's. Papakura started the bike show in a small way with a private collection from one of their members. It has grown quickly and is now professionally managed and draws a crowd of over 7,000 at the Auckland Showgrounds. Popular with the public and a good fundraiser. Papakura have also been supporting Tongan villages each year. Pump and water reticulation at Atangaki shows villagers' involvement and joy of finally having piped water. The solar panels are to power pumps in each of 2 villages. Papatoe Central decided to support a Maori community in Huntly and delivered a convoy of substantial supplies of vegetables and cartons of food. We all enjoyed being in the food chain gang. Papeiti No Por Tous, which is Christmas for All, is their largest project, where a full day of entertainment, food, singing contests and Christmas presents take place. This is directed towards the poorer communities, with containers of gifts also transported to distant villages. The entertainment is diverse and well thought out for all ages. The Army run an obstacle course, including a flying fox. There is a drawing competition, singing competitions in all age groups, diabetes testing, car braking simulator. The food supply and demand is huge, with a small army preparing baguettes. This project was funded last year by one club member's donation. Pop-up playground. This event was created recently to celebrate the Rotary Foundation Centennial. A wide variety of activities for children, dancing, presentations and Rotary projects were on show in the Ellerslie Racecourse. Many clubs were represented. From dancing policemen to flying kites to face painting and catching magnetic fish, Rotary was on show with its Irks, Romac, In Polio and other programs. Pukekohe hold an annual monster book sale each year. Their recent annual golf tournament was successful in funding 5 AEDs. In Rarotonga, the new playground additions were opened by the New Zealand High Commissioner, who is a member of our club, and the District Governor, adding to an extensive play area in central town. Nearby there are sets of recycling bins, also supplied by Rotary to keep the central township tidy. There are community health centres around the island that are in need of refurbishing, and new water supply in partnership with local villages. This would recreate a central meeting point for mothers and families. Rotary National Science and Technology Forum. Rotary assembles the top science students across New Zealand to take part in an annual 2-week forum in Auckland. They get practical experiences and lectures from top scientists from 3 universities. This greatly helps direct them in their future studies and career. This young man from Queenstown was one of 2 selected to represent New Zealand in the International Science Forum to be held in London. Rotary Pacific Water for Life Foundation. Based in Suva and supported by the Suva North Club, this foundation provides rural water solutions to the more remote villages in Fiji. This may involve dams, drilling or rainwater storage with reticulation. The program has been set up and supported by Rotary, the New Zealand government and the Japanese government, along with others. This has already helped 265 villages with 70,000 people, taking an investment of $6.1 million. Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, otherwise known as RYLA. This signature project provides a highly sought after and long appreciated practical leadership development course for young adults up to the age of 28. Over 100 young future leaders are chosen each year, including from the Pacific Islands. All experience challenges and achievements they never thought were possible. St John's are a very active club. This year they organised the district Raipen weekend at very short notice after floods stopped the use of the planned site. This was a very successful event with high enthusiasm. The club also initiated a new Interact Club, our 14th, Glendowie College, with over 80 members. They have introduced the Have a Go sailing program with 6 schools. A new program called Discovery has been trialled for 12 to 14-year-olds. On their golf day they generated $42,000, and they run an annual Stonefields Community Fair and engaged Glendowie College in the biggest turnout for our RIDER road safety program. They support environmental programs with 2 school gardens, planting at Motutapu Island, and continuing support for Trees for Survival. Their quiz for Cure Kids was a fun way to raise funds for Cure Kids and learn about their research programs and what a practical difference this is making. The club recently initiated a Rotary Anzac breakfast for all Rotary clubs in Auckland, which was well supported. Suva support a women's refuge. This refuge provides a safe place for women and their children. Suva Club also supports Suva Hospital and has received new cardiac equipment. The Suva Club also support the Deaf Society, and there are opportunities from this for low-cost hearing aids. Rotary Tonga have a great garden project where Rotary supply quality soil, fertiliser, seeds and materials to fence off and avoid pigs. They have set up a great example and encouraged their neighbours to follow suit. The Tongan Central Community Association have advised and supported getting the right people involved. In addition, chicken, ducks and pigs have been added in some cases, and the outcome has been independent, quality, self-sufficiency, income generation and improved health. Pakuranga Top Schools. This annual event has run for 19 years and drew 540 children from 15 primary schools. There were 8 different challenge events, which you can see they enjoyed over a full day. Ellerslie Sunrise. Their projects include supporting mobility dogs since 2006. Funds are raised by their quiz and auction night. The national distribution of Rotary plum puddings has generated 1.7 million for charitable purposes across New Zealand. Ellerslie have also donated a container of school furniture for Taveuni. Koroi Peter Village. This has been a long-standing project started by Rotarian Peter Drysdale over 30 years ago this year. After seeing the repeated loss of their simple shacks with every cyclone, the model town of Koroi Peter is an ambitiously growing community of cyclone-proof homes for underprivileged families at Naikabula outside Lautoka. Rotary clubs in New Zealand and Australia have built simple, sturdy houses over the years and helped create a village with a full infrastructure for the homeless. Over 30 years, Peter has overseen building of 940 cyclone-proof houses, with 700 of them funded by Rotary. The objectives were to demonstrate squatters and the homeless could be securely housed on land subdivisions with legal security and good infrastructure and administration. It costs residents $1 per day. There are vegetable gardens around most houses with surplus for their market, a boutique sewing business, 2 preschools, a library and digital literacy programs, and even a town hall. After 45 years living in Fiji, Peter's observations of the lessons learnt after 22 cyclones are usefully instructive. Cyclone Winston struck Taveuni heavily in early 2016, with a loss of 19 teachers' houses and severe damage to at least 2 schools. No aid has been provided on Taveuni, except through Rotary. A rebuild program was initiated with assistance from some New Zealand clubs, plus Baronia and Rorke's in Australia. Several building teams have been operated, including one led by Chris Ward from Pakuranga. Following this, there has been a program of Taveuni house and school rebuilds. Simple, strong houses are being built to retain the teachers, as the communities are responsible but have no funds. So far, we have completed 6 houses. Lavina Primary School has been repaired, as well as a rebuild of Vuna Primary with the Red Cross. Taveuni Preschools. Rotary have arranged 6 preschools to be built on nearby islands, providing early education, a community meeting place and shelter. Rotary Pakuranga have led many of these build projects. Taveuni Island Rotary Club have formed the first community corps in our district. This is a photo of most of the team, and after working here they repair brush cutters, and mowers for schools and hospitals. They cut grass and supply firewood for older people who still cook on an open fire. Taveuni Island. They undertake many different projects each year, which include a donated ambulance, a dental program with Rotarian dentists, computer supplies to schools, a wheelchair project, and rebuilding the Vuna school toilet block, as well as fundraising projects such as the sale of hundreds of curtains.
They came very close and said, "Morning, Grandpa." And I looked around, "Who are you?" He's standing very close to me.
The Taveuni Eye Project. This has been operating for 11 years, restoring the site by removing cataracts and pterygiums. A partnership with the Blind Institute identifies prospective patients who are brought to Taveuni Island by bus and ferry. They are fed and housed before a medical and eye check. Volunteer ophthalmologists from the United States and New Zealand remove the cataracts using modern equipment purchased by the club. Young children require anaesthetic, and you can see Mitty was delighted with the results. We also have a young girl here, seeing for the first time. Once checked and briefed on eye care, they are returned to their villages. All costs are borne by the Rotary Global Grant, part funded by clubs, private donations and Rotary Foundation. A medical team of surgeons, doctors and specialist nurses donate their time and flight costs over the 2-week period. They are supported by a local team who manage logistics, medical support, record keeping, food and laundry, also on a voluntary basis over 2 weeks. The last Taveuni Eye project was designated a Rotary Foundation Centennial Project, as you can see. The commitment of all volunteers over 2 weeks each year is remarkable and is driven by the great outcomes that they achieve. PHFs were awarded to these key team members for their many years of service in this project.